So the last video we designed a cell phone holder with Tinkercad. This video I'm going to go ahead and print it with my Vinci 1.0 Pro 3D printer using Hatchbox glow-in-the-dark filament. It's a PLA, but it's abrasive, so we'll talk about that. Hatchbox is one of my favorite filament companies, and I really trust their product a lot of the time. I like PETG, but for aesthetics we're using the PLA glow in the dark, and I'm really happy with that as well. It is abrasive, so keep that in mind. I really recommend the Vinci Pro printer, at least the one I have has been amazing. I'm 1,023 hours into it. I've had it for about a year and 9 months, and I love it. You can see the layers going down smooth here on the GeckoTek, which I highly recommend. I don't know about other printers, but on this aluminum bed, the GeckoTek really serves a purpose. I used to use hairspray when I would work on projects, and the blue painter's tape and all of that, and it was sporadic whether it would hold or not. With GeckoTek, I've been using it for hundreds of prints, I believe, and I'm thrilled with it. It just works really well. I use GeckoTek hot because I have a heated bed, and I run it with the heated bed and wait for the part to cool down just a little bit after the print before trying to remove it. It removes nicely, but better, it holds those corners down really nicely. And for hundreds of prints, it's just been working really seamlessly. So I used to use one of those big thick spatulas originally, but I switched to this slimline spatula just to poke at those corners a little bit, and as the GeckoTek cools down, it really releases that piece quite easily, and you'll see it pop off here in a second. Also, the stringing on this piece is minimal. With just a couple minutes of sanding, you pretty much remove anything visually distasteful, and it works right out of the print, so it functions for what I wanted. I have used a lot of different filaments. I have a case full of different filaments, but I really do enjoy Hatchbox products, and this glow-in-the-dark filament is no different. I know that if you only have one nozzle, that could be scary to work with. It could be abrasive, and then how are you going to change out your nozzle? That's why I switched my hot end. I wanted to work more with different materials, so that's a choice you're going to have to make in the end, but I really do like this glow-in-the-dark for aesthetics. So in the end, our quick 16-minute design on Tinkercad works great to hold the phone, and the Hatchbox PLA looks great. It'll even hold a 10-inch pad horizontally, so I was pretty happy with how that turned out. Feel free to click subscribe. Stay tuned for more projects as we move forward. Alright, with this filament I like to print at 205, and I keep my heated bed at 50 degrees with this glow-in-the-dark Hatchbox filament. I print 20% infill, but I do 4 surface layers on the top, bottom, and sides, and that keeps the piece nice and strong. With speed, I find this is something that you just adjust till you're happy with it. I'm running it really slow just because I wanted the piece to turn out nicely. The only thing I change here is the retract length, and I just add a little bit of retract length just to lower the stringing effect on PLA. The time here is 2 hours 5 minutes. I believe I could probably print it around 40-50 minutes if I increase speed and change some of those settings, but I was fine with printing this piece fairly slow and having a nice finish for the glow-in-the-dark features. I've been really happy with my XYZ Pro printer. I like that it's enclosed. I have switched out the hot end, and I did that so that I would be able to remove nozzles and change out nozzles easily, and I like that because I have about 20 cheap nozzles that I bought off Amazon, and I can change them out and not worry about abrasive filament